We have circumnavigated the globe and taken on the world's toughest oceans.
At times it's been brutal.
This race defines men.
My eyes have seen things that few will ever see.
This has been the ultimate test of human endurance and spirit.
Only one team can be victorious.
And it was Frank Camas and the Groupama sailing team who claimed the Volvo Ocean Race title, as their second place in Leg 9's race to Galway was enough to ensure overall victory.
The best race I did is the longer, the most hard, most difficult I did, and the highest level I can imagine. So I'm very proud about that, and to finish first is incredible for me.
Galway will also have a special place in Chris Nicholson's heart. Camper with Emirates Team New Zealand claimed their first ocean leg victory that has secured the Spanish and New Zealand outfit a podium place.
I'm more happy for the rest of the team, to be honest with you. Like, I look at what everyone does in this program day in, day out, and everyone at Camper, and this is, I hope it's our sailing team's way of saying thank you to everyone.
Groupama's unassailable lead did not detract from the importance of the final import race, the curtain closer event to what has been a fascinating journey around the world that has lasted nearly 9 months. For Camper, all they would have to do is simply finish the race to guarantee an overall runner-up spot to the French team. The Discover Ireland import race was also significant in determining the winner of the inshore series, where 4 teams were in with a shout of winning. We were set for an intriguing battle. Well, party central this has been, still is. What is it going to be like tonight? This is the context here in Galway. Groupama sailing team, unassailable up at the top overall, the winners of the Volvo Ocean Race 2011-2012. Chris Nicholson in second spot, can hang on to that if he sails a clean import race today. Puma Ocean Racing with an outside chance of closing them down. But in the import series, all to fight for. Camper and Puma tied at the top, then that 1 point back to Groupama, but in fact 4 teams all in with a shout. Who would have thought it after 9 months of sailing? Pride and points up for grabs in the final battle of the 2011-2012 Volvo Ocean Race. Who would win the import series title? We're about to find out.
We're in business, inshore, import race here in Galway. Camper off the line, the fleet are clear, a good clean start by the Kiwis.
The Discover Ireland import race is underway. We're on board with the boat that has led across the line. Chris Nicholson on board. This is the team that's been practicing on here. They really wanted to pull this one off, but it's a long way to go in this race, in that there's an awful lot of manoeuvres to be completed. Up there, Rob Salthouse waving away spectator boats. They're out here in force here in Galway. And this is just an amazing scene. Clean away there by Camper.
Yeah, clean away, but there must have been a bit of a wind shift from when we were setting up. We can see a split in the fleet already. We've got Camper, Telefonica, Abu Dhabi coming on starboard, and then Puma, Sanya and Groupama heading off in a bit more pressure, top of screen. They're heading off on port. So the downwind first cross will be a telling moment. There'll be a right and wrong side of this little downwind leg, only 1.2 nautical miles to that bottom mark gate. Now we're on the left-hand group. There's Kenny Reid, looks over his shoulder at Groupama. This group were late getting off the line, Martin. We can remember Kenny Reid was and Groupama were on port. The teams that were over the line first, it was Camper and Abu Dhabi. As Kenny Reid sets up for a jibe, so they're coming back. The 2 leading boats for me will be Camper and Abu Dhabi. Looking at the fleet there, they got the clean start, they got that initial jump as Puma jibes. The group that went off the line of Kenny Reid, Puma, Sanya, I think they're going to lead at this bottom mark gate. It's Puma leading, Groupama, So Kenny Reid comes around, picked it. They were behind off the line, but they've picked that first shift, the first downwind shift. So it'll be Puma going.
Ken Reid hollering at his crew there. We're watching your boy there, Rome Kirby. Jerry, what was he giving you a word about before this?
Oh, listen, you know, everybody here, they're excited the race is over. They're all feeling a sense of accomplishment, and you can see a lot of the camaraderie between the various crews, but everyone wants to go out a winner, so you'll see a lot of effort to today's race.
So round they come. That's Groupama coming round, as we can see Frank Kamust here just calling to the creek. Camper have taken that left-hand gate option, so Camper are now around on the wind. So the leading bunch, Puma, Groupama, Camper.
Michael Muller comes back from the bow on board Puma. Mostro absolutely looking the part at the moment, but this is only a third of the way through this one. So we're hearing that Abu Dhabi Ocean Racing has copped a penalty for failing to keep clear at the gate in that little tussle, I think, with Team Sanya.
Mind you, I look far right. Groupama's got a lot of pressure on, but relative angles, I guess it's pretty even. But Puma really got the first roll of the dice in terms of the wind direction changes at that bottom mark. And Puma now, you can see they're pushing forward.
Moving along.
They're pushing forward hard on that group that are down to leeward. Now, remember around the bottom mark, it was Puma from Groupama, Camper. As the boats come back together again now, that'll give us a gauge of winners and losers, what side of the track.
Let's go up to Jerry, see what he thinks. What are you seeing, mate?
Yeah, from up here, it's still better pressure on Puma's side, but it's going to be close at the top mark. Camper and Puma have good pressure, and if they can cash that in all the way to the top mark, they should lead around.
So Groupama have got starboard advantage, but Camper have got a little bit closer to Groupama. Whether Camper have got enough to get round their bow, no, they haven't. So Camper are required to give way or keep clear. Groupama will pretty well face them. They'll tack right on that ley line to the mark. Camper are going to be coming in there with a lot of speed on. Look at that, there's the ley line. So Puma ahead. Camper dipping Groupama, that's the old port starboard, slam dunk coming here from Groupama. But I think Camper, if they can lay the mark here, Martin, Camper they're going to gain a position and put that down to how costly it is to do a tack. That's how this one will unfold. So that extra tack by Groupama have meant that Camper have come through on the leeward side. So Camper gain a position.
Beautifully judged ley line there by the afterguard on Camper. Then it's Team New Zealand, Stu Bannatyne and Will Oxley working the lines there. And how tight is this? And we think many more overtaking opportunities yet. The arrivals in Galway sparked scenes of jubilation and relief. After travelling more than 39,000 miles over the past 9 months in at times life-threatening conditions, it was a moment for the sailors and their long-suffering loved ones to celebrate the end of the last offshore leg. Family life begins once again, and that was especially significant for Leg 9 winner Chris Nicholson and his partner Megan.
You're on a really emotional high, and you've got endorphins running, and just to see the kids, well, Banjo, who's old enough, to see his face when Dad comes in, it's just like, just his hero's back kind of thing.
It's funny, you know, the other night there I was saying, you know, I wouldn't let my kids do this. But the flip side of that is they get to see the world. They get to, you know, they're part of the whole team.
It's time to go home. I'm looking forward to just a normal weekend where you get up late, have a cup of tea in bed, read the Sunday papers, play with the kids and don't have anything planned for the day. And that's what I'm looking forward to at the end of the race. The Volvo race puts a lot of things in perspective for you. You do think about the guys on board that have got kids, and it does focus the mind a little bit.
It's a relief that they've finished and everyone's home safely. It's always in the back of your mind, but you know, this is what they do. For the girls, they miss their daddy dreadfully when he's away, and although they see him a fair amount, it's hard for them.
I'm very lucky my family's here, and my daughter especially, she came up on stage and the crowd's going crazy and the champagne's flying. I just couldn't help but thinking, this is great for my daughter, because she's probably sitting there thinking, maybe my dad isn't as big a dork as I thought he was. You know, maybe he's actually, these people think he's cool, maybe I should, you know. Tori, I know you don't think I'm a dork, but at least I think that way sometimes.
Waiting patiently dockside for Team Sanya's arrival was Emma Sanderson. She took part in the Volvo Ocean Race in 2001 and is only too aware of the highly charged emotions when balancing family with life at sea.
I think the knowledge of what they go through is really good, because, you know, I know that Mike is careful, he pushes hard, but it also helps probably him for sure when he gets to land, that I'm not just handing the kids over to him. I know how exhausted he is, how much he's thinking of other things, and he needs a bit of space as well when he gets in.
From a family aspect, I've got to be the luckiest man in the race. My wife had an extensive single-handed career, has done the legs of the Volvo race, has done a Jules Verne multi-hull attempt. So, I'm incredibly lucky there. She gets it.
The heroes on the home front have kept the race alive from the land. For skippers and their families, Galway has brought smiles all round.
Puma now in a very strong position, and from here, barring a bit of a mechanical issue, Martin, I'm beginning to really like the chances here of Puma. They're already down towards Mark 1, so we're on leg 5. Looking for a clean takedown. Down comes the big red Jenica on Puma. It's only 1.2 nautical miles down there, so they get there very quickly. In comes the Jenica. It looks clean. There's no issues there at this stage as it goes down the forward hatch. See Rome Kirby there on the pumps as Kenny Reid picks the right-hand gate mark.
Puma Ocean Racing, powered by Berg, leaves the Discover Island import race here in Galway. And I reckon that Kenny Reid will just be hoping and hoping that he can keep it clean now. He's got this buffer, and he's in a pretty nice position as we watched Camper and Groupama. What brilliant sailing by Groupama. They've done it again.
Yeah, they have, and they've sailed Camper away from the mark. So there's a change there for second spot, and put that one down, that change in positioning into that jibe, Martin, the setup before the jibe. Beautiful positioning by Frank Camas and his team. And Camper really, they've paid a little bit of a price, and coupled with it, Camper now have elected not to go around the same mark as Groupama. They're coming all the way across the gate to the right-hand mark, and that's a fine piece of sailing by the French team.
Okay, up in the helicopter, Jerry Kirby. We've seen Camper make the split. They feel that's their only choice. Are you with them on that? What can they see out there that they're trying to achieve?
Well, where they took their kite down, if they got the kite down after the squabble and then did a big hook turn at the bottom, they'd come out very slow. So Nico likes boat speed. They got the rest of the kite down. I think it was a good move to exit the bottom mark in the best position.
Well, at the moment it's Puma running away with their potentially their very first import race win in this Volvo Ocean Race. And Camper and Groupama, well, if it stays like this, then Camper cement their position as second in the second overall. But for Kenny Reid, some consolation there, would you think, Jerry? I mean, a trophy's a trophy.
Kenny has a whole lot of trophies at home. And I know when he started this thing for the second time, he was thinking about one trophy, and that was the big one. We'll see if he comes back and gives it another crack.
I'm thinking of Camper. They're standing on quite a long way, just trying to make it one and in. Do you think? Just
yeah, it's looking like
trying to get a. I mean, I think Puma are going to have to. Well, Puma are going to have to do another tack, I would suggest. but maybe Camper have gone for just that, as you say, minimising the tax.
Yeah, although both Camper and Puma have both got a tack to do. The boat that's on the ley line will be Group Armour. They for my eye there, look like they're on that ley line coming across. And again, a little bit far apart. I think Group Armour probably have got enough on Camper to get round on port. Puma have dominated really from winning that first shift. They were first round that bottom mark gate. So Puma now on the ley line to the mark, and Group Armour must be also on that ley line. And the next one to look out for will be Group Armour and Camper. Camper on starboard. We'll talk about Puma. Puma quite dominant. They've got enough. They're comfortable. But the real fight in this one is between Camper and Group Armour. So there's Puma. They're clean. The next shot that's going to come up here will be between Camper and Group Armour. So there's Kenny Reid round. But let's just watch the next two boats converge. Camper on starboard. Group Armour will be on port. Puma are off on the L-shaped dog leg. Here come Camper. Still haven't got Group Armour in shot. But maybe we've got yet another...
Jerry, you're up there. What can you call this one for? Ooh, it's tight.
Yeah, Camper's got enough speed. They're going to come around in front of Group Armour. They should be able to build enough speed, but it will be close.
No, I think Group Armour will blow through them here. So Camper, they have the starboard advantage, and Frank Camas kept out of trouble, but when Camper did the tack, and it's pretty slow to tack one of these things, Group Armour came through.
It's a bit of a roll reversal.
With pace, and they've rolled right through the leeward side of Camper.
When it comes to unsung heroes of the Volvo Ocean Race, look no further than the media crew members who've brought you the most memorable images since this journey began. They've taken on the challenge of a lifetime and have brought the race to life.
Away from the fact that it is a sporting test, it was an exceptional adventure. Going around the world wasn't an insignificant thing to do. It was my first time. It was a different sort of challenge.
Once you have the Volvo Ocean Race in your blood, it's like a disease and you can't get rid of it, and I am definitely bitten by the bug. And to just be able to get the guys out of bed and serve them a cup of coffee and serve them a hot meal that is, you know, that is cooked as best you can, and to me that is the biggest part of this whole thing, you know. It even exceeds the media part of it. It's just being part of a team.
You ask anyone why they do this race, and a lot of it is some sort of self-discovery and just finding your limit and knowing how far you can push yourself. And for me, you know, the offshore sailing is something that I was curious as to how much I could truly take.
It was a dream since I was a child to be part of this, and so I'm very happy to be here. And the final days have been tough, but also fun.
For one media crew member, Camper's Hamish Hooper, the race has had extra significance. His baby boy was born in January this year, and he's seen young Hugo develop at each stopover.
I guess I've made it harder on myself with that, you know, but it was time in our lives to think about kids, and this race thing came up, and it was like, well, you know, just go for it and do it. And it was very, very, very difficult, you know, and every stop has been saying goodbye to not just your wife, but also a newborn baby. And you get in these chains so much, so I've got a bit of catching up to do with them.
As this race draws to a close, it's certainly going to leave a void for all our team members, and Galway has been the chance to think about life after the Volvo Ocean Race.
There's not been a day go by that you don't think about the scope of what you're doing, and you can slowly feel the weight lifting off your shoulders a little bit.
It's going to be hard sort of adjusting to life away from it for a little bit, but there's no doubt sleep and a proper meal and getting back to life at home, friends and all that is something I'm very much looking forward to. But it's going to be a hard adjustment. You know, it's grown to love the guys in the boat, and it's going to take a while for sure.
At this point, you know, we're kind of looking ahead, especially the young guys. We all just want to kind of figure out what's next, and the problem is once you're involved in this lifestyle for long enough, and you know, I've been working for these guys for over 2 years. You can't get your heart rate down for too long.
For our media crew members, memories of the Volvo Ocean Race will be sure to keep the adrenaline flowing. Their images have left a mark on what has been an epic race.
So round they come, the race, Puma's clean, they're clear, they're off to the finish. It's interesting that Group Armour still have a jibe to do to get into the bottom mark gate. They have opened the door just a little for Camper because Group Armour do have the more complicated manoeuvre to do at the bottom mark. Group Armour need to keep clear here of Puma as Group Armour go into the, well, they're going into their takedown. So this one, how's it going to develop at the bottom mark? I think Camper are going to be right into Group Armour. I think Group Armour have given Camper a little bit of a sniff of it here, which is, and it's not a good takedown by Group Armour. Their Jenica is in the rig. The jib is caught on the wrong side of the mast. This is a really a bit of an error by Group Armour. Look at this, Camper are back in the mix. Camper come in, they're quite late on their takedown. So this is the third time these boats have swapped positions. Camper are going to come in at speed. Group Armour are they're going to have the mark, but their exit from the mark will be very slow. They'll jam it round and it will be Buffalo Girl round the outside for the red boat.
All happening here. We always said it ain't over till it's over. Jerry, what a move.
Yeah, Camper just really made a beautiful drop. They came in with speed. That's a real Chris Nicholson state of mind. But surprisingly, Group Armour, who's just gotten better and better, absolute handbrake turn, and Camper's off to the races.
So Puma, beautifully sailed here in Galway. They'll take the gun as they come up to the finish. A very popular win to Puma.
There it is.
No high five.
That was expected. Well, did you see a high five there from Brad?
No, it was a fake.
Are you sure?
It was a fake.
Are you sure?
Calvin Harrop and Brad Jackson were going to do a high five, but it was just a dummy shot and a big grin.
Your £100 is safe there, Jerry, but well, there's an indication it means a lot. Well, it's going to be a pair of seconds for Camper with Emirates Team New Zealand. Second in the Import Race Series, second in the race overall is cemented for the Spanish-Kiwi collaboration. Camper with Emirates Team New Zealand powering down towards the line. Again, we're talking about the paint jobs, the Dazzle camouflage thing from the Second World War and the big Camper lettering across. There's the virtual line. Chris Nicholson's eyeballing it, and they have got a very well fought second spot here on Camper. And there's a bit of action there. There's Camper going across the line in second spot, and we're on board with Group Armour. Well, well, well.
Big
it
shift.
Ain't over till it's over.
Big shift there, and Telefonica are going to come in to take third. So it came good at the end for Telefonica, but all a little bit too late. So Telefonica got up to take third, and uncharacteristically, Group Armour really have had a bit of a shocker in this last import race, but Martin, they have the main prize. Group Armour are the winners of the Volvo Ocean Race, and although this will be a slight disappointment for Frank Camas and his team, overall worthy champions as they come up. So Group Armour come over fourth, and are the winners, overall winners. They will get the champagne tonight at the gala dinner.
The champagne shot on board Puma. They look a bit Group Armour-ish with the green on now. So, Jerry, you'll be seeing this, and, well, Kenny Reid will be... Tom Addis it is who's firing the champagne. It's everybody getting a bit of a dousing. There's the big Discover Island import flag. Kenny at the back still hanging onto the wheel. The bottle's going back to him. Go on, give it a swig, mate. There he goes. That will taste sweet. What does it mean to you to have, you're up on the podium, you've won this one. Is it some consolation?
Oh, of course it is.
winning anything is fun, whether it's an import race or, you know, a game of checkers. You know, it's just fun to compete against the best sailors in the world, and to come out ahead is all the better. So, listen, all these guys on this boat did an amazing job. We just finished the Around the World race. We just finished the Volvo race, and that's something, says something in its own right there.
In November 2011, our teams left Alicante to embark upon a global journey that would see them tested to their absolute limit. Where else would be a more suitable location to finish their adventure than the city of Galway? Puma are crowned in-port champions, and for all our sailors, their families and shore crews, this has been a journey they will never forget, especially for Frank Camas and the Groupama sailing team, winners of the epic 2011-2012 Volvo Ocean Race.
Au revoir.